So this is what 15k MMR carry Morphling looks like. You can see this is a high average MMR game, as you can see players like Whisper and Morphling in this game. Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe because I need it for real. So what's the biggest difference between your average Morphling carry and a 15k MMR player? The one thing I want to point out is that Watson had 20 kills and 0 death in this game. And a lot of it starts as how he plays his laning stage as a Morphling. And as you can see, just like all Morphling carry, he also gets bullied at level 1. But that is all part of the process, as you can see that the moment he heals and does the Morphling trick, he turns it around as he gets his level 2 the moment he was healing. And that is where he starts punishing the enemy just for being close to his towers and starts harassing them a lot, together with his Ogre Magi. The Bristleback ended up surviving, but it's going to be hard for him to come back to the lane without dying. The one thing about Morphling is that it feels like the hero is just very good at farming, but it's very hard to die, and it's kind of lacking in the attacking department. But as you can see from Watson, you just have to take command of your support and use spells together, and you can secure a kill easily, keeping your advantage. So right now you can see the Morphling just execute a creep wave under the tower, and he sees the enemy Bristleback being desperate and tries to cut the creep wave. He knows the Bristleback is weak and under-leveled and therefore sacrifices his own creep wave that is going under the tower to chase down the Bristleback, not giving him any free gold and XP. Early rotation. Rotating as Morphling is always tricky unless you see that in this situation, Watson was farming the jungle medium camp and saw the enemy was diving hard in his mid tower. He decides to walk instead of teleporting to adapt and join the team fight. And he ended up securing a kill for himself, and he stayed in mid lane for a bit longer to see how much the enemy would camp there. Once the fight was done, he would still have the TP scroll to defend the other lanes that are being split pushed. The early game team fight. Early game team fights from high level Morphlings is always very interesting to watch, as you can see how to make a perfect rotations. From this game as Watson, you can see that he has actually a TP scroll, but he did not actually commit to the bottom tower unless his Versace TP there instead. And from that point, he actually joins his teammate as a 4-man and starts roaming his own jungle, taking a successful fight, having all the vision in the world. And the reason for the TP on the Versace is because Versace itself is a very tanky hero, and you wouldn't want a Morphling that is very slow in movement speed and very squishy early on to stay in a lane that is pretty obvious for the enemy to gank on, especially when he hasn't gotten his Manta style this early into the game. And the other reason for that is because he has a Vladimir's offering, so he can basically farm his ancient camps until he gets his Manta style before he take any risky TP plays. Taking a team fight while smoked. So we all know that one of the reasons of using a smoke for a team fight is because you want to show off a new item. And in this case for Watson, he wanted to show his Kanda to the enemy. And you can see that the Earth Spirit on the enemy side actually went in first, which actually gave out a lot of information. And Watson's job is actually to aim for the back lines, and that's why he went for the Monkey King and the Hoodwink first. And basically he left the strength heroes for last, like the Bristleback and the Earth Spirit. So decision making like this is actually what makes him a very top tier carry, and it's what makes Morphling super powerful. So like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll probably show off more guides in the future. I'll see you then.